Have you ever tried to draw in an art style, nail it, and that's the only thing you can draw now? I've been drawing in the Danganronpa art style for a while now, and I realized I might have been replicating it too much. So I gave myself a challenge, replicating the art style of 2 other death games, and see how close I can get. And I brought a special guest. You might recognize her for her Weeby News artwork and distinctive Danganronpa art style.
Thank you, MadXHeza, for joining me today.
That's no problem. Happy to be here.
So, as I discussed before, one murder mystery art style from both of us. My one, I found this new anime that's come out called Gnosia, which is basically like werewolf and mafia. I found the anime and I'm super addicted to the game now.
Yeah, me too. I just started watching it recently.
Wait, you watched it too? Oh my god, yes.
I'm watching it with Titan. He's got me addicted. He saw it and now I'm on it.
Favorite character?
I'm leaning towards, I'm bad with names, the blonde one.
Oh, Setsu.
Yes.
For me, personally, I really like Rakio. Rakio just has the full-on crazy, very smart energy. And he always gets voted off, like, every meeting. It's so funny. He's best boy. Oh, best royalty. Yes. So yeah, my one is Gnosia. I would love to know what you have to offer.
Mine's kind of basic. It's a classic, 999. I've been in it for a long while, obviously, and I really love the style. I've just been seeing like a lot of replication and like a lot of like, I don't know, just like how it exaggerates realistic anatomy while also still kind of maintaining realism.
I have not played the game before, but the premise is very interesting.
Yeah, and of course, another death game. We love a good death game, but the one thing I like about 999, it doesn't force characters to die, I guess the best way to put it. It's more like an escape room game rather than a death game.
What we're going to do is we're going to attempt both art styles, maybe with like our own character, maybe bring another character from another series into that style, and then we'll present it to each other. I may animate this in the class trial setup.
Oh my god, just like, I present this evidence.
Yeah, we're like rambling on like there's some dead body.
As we're going there, we're just looking at us like, what are you talking about? Art style? Someone's dead.
See you in a week or two.
Okay, well, see you then.
Alright, the time starts now. Alright, we are back from drawing the characters. How are you feeling?
I think I did pretty good. Compared to the 999 art, I find the Gnosia one a little nicer. A little too nice, actually. But, yeah.
You know what? I feel the exact opposite. I love the 999 artwork so much. I've never drawn something like it before. So first, I tried sketching different poses to figure out what looked right. As soon as I drew the face, I knew what kind of vibe I wanted to go for. The hair was a bit of a hassle because it's very specific. I also noticed in the hair and outfit, they have a secondary blending of color. So let's say if your hair was pink, it would have, let's say, yellow or purple hints of it to make it look different. And if I had to do it, like another attempt is to fix maybe the eyes. I'm not happy with the eyelashes. It's supposed to have more of a realistic looking eye. I looked at Setsu as a reference, but I don't think it went as well. So I decided, I'll just wing it and try to make it look like a shiny Shrug Moji stars. I'm pretty happy with how I drew it. I need to show you the Shrug, IRL Shrug. One sec.
The real Shrug.
Oh my god! Wait, I really like that design, like, a lot. God, you got some fashion sense, like, genuinely. Oh, and I love the blue nails. Wait. Oh, little guy. I'm sorry, I like little goobers. I like how he's a little teddy bear. It looks so good. From what I can tell, it's very similar to the 999 style, where it's like clean but sketchy. It's cleaner than 999, but still has like a few smaller mistakes, and also goes through the whole using line work sometimes for shading. Not for big areas, but mainly like super dark areas, like under the chin, on the inner side of sleeves, and maybe even the back of the head sometimes. It mainly relies on the actual like shading of like just normal shading to cover that up. The line work seems to be more like almost a red at times, but usually just like a off kind of brown reddish tone. And along with that, it sometimes changes depending on what it's over. For this art piece, a lot of it is still kind of the same tone of line art, but in some areas you can tell that I tried going over it and like changing line art slightly with just like overlaying the actual base colors on it. And also I did notice that as well with the different colors, though for some characters they do try to keep them similar colors, like for this drawing blue, but also I added green just like because there's sometimes they do have a close choice of colors. And the eyes are pretty realistic. When I looked at some, they look almost like they just photo bashed an actual eye over it. While for others, it's a lot more simple in anime. So I kind of had a hard time choosing between the two, and I tried to get like a middle mix of it. And then on top of that, shading on the skin. I couldn't really figure out what it actually did. For like a lot of the art, I had trouble with like darker skins, someone with a lighter skin tone this time around. But even then, it was still really hard. I had a color pick instead of actually figuring out what they use. But from what I can tell, it's mainly a multiply layer and an overlay of like different colors with a mix of actually taking just like the normal skin tone and doing something weird with it. It's very confusing. And at the very end, they have a lot of particle effects along with like a watercolor overlay. I don't know if they use like an actual watercolor brush for a lot of it, but from what I can tell, it's more like an overlay. So that's what I did at the very end. I don't think I succeeded perfectly with my own like art style showing through, but I got most of it pretty good. I'll send it now.
Wait, you two showed me. Oh my god! Oh! Oh my god, that looks so good! Oh my, that looks so official.
That's right. That's like when he said I drew like, I was like,
Oh my god. Yours looks so good. Thank you so much. I feel so bad now. I only drew me.
no, don't worry, you're good. It's okay. No,
I have to draw you something. You know what? After this video is done, I'll send you something. Anything, I'll figure something.
For me, at least in my case, in 999, a lot of the, I guess, splash works, they have like interesting poses. What I noticed is that a lot of it are at like angles. Akane's, for example, hers is like her upper half is closer to the camera than her lower half. And like the main character, Junpei, his lower half is closer. And for mine, it's kind of a flat, like a straight on, which is pretty atypical for the series. In the terms of the actual art style, it's very sketchy. When I was looking at the actual like art pieces, you can see like the actual blocking of like the colors going over each other. Like the ear line art, I remember in quite a few of them were showing through the hair. And they kind of did the same thing where they have little bits of hair kind of poking out at times. The thing I struggled with the most was the actual hair shading, because on some, it was like super deep and black and like almost like just like quick like scribbles. While in others, it looked like they took more care into like lining the actual like hair strands. And then as for the actual like clothes, that one was actually surprisingly simple. They do like a quick overlay, and then in the deeper folds, they make it darker, and as it goes out, it has like a little bit of a fade, but it just really depends, because it kind of seems like they were going with what just felt right rather than what was, I guess, like correct. And they put a lot of details in the like hands and like legs a lot, especially with like the knees. Me and Titan were actually talking about how we love the knees from the game, maybe to say, but we love the knees because they were so detailed. And at least for the third game, or the first game, they all have like this like external light that's like a cyan color. And then moving to the actual highlight, that was the bane of my existence. The highlight was so hard because they had so much shading going on and so much detailing in things like the face and the eyes and all stuff with a lot of line art that was hard for me to actually like understand what was gonna be like straight up just line art and what was gonna be actual shading with the highlight. It seems they mostly use highlight for like detailing, like detail work after the line art, because the shading, like I said, is just really quick. And things like the shoes, for example, I try to put extra care because they put a lot of care into like objects rather than the people at times. So yeah, that's what it is. There we go.
Oh my god! Yes, it looks so 99. Especially the shoes.
Yeah, I didn't want to draw shoes like her actually wearing them at an angle, so I just straight up was like, okay, I'm just gonna put them in. There are some details that aren't in it because I was struggling so much with this that I was like, okay, I'm done. I don't I don't want to keep going.
I can definitely see like your art style going through, especially in the shading of the hands. I could tell it's like, yeah, it's MadXHeza hands for you.
Yeah.
But everything else looks so 99.
Thank you. Because like next time, I probably do. Well, I say next time. I don't know. I'll probably never do the 909 style. This is hard. I would definitely go back and fix the hair. That one was the hard. I already said it, ranted, but like the hair was so hard. Oh my god.
If I had to describe it in one word, it is lots of little lines. Basically, it's just like so many small lines everywhere. And these guys need an iron or something because all their clothes are just wrinkly as heck.
Yeah, they are.
I decided to like sketch and thumbnail the original pose, and then I realized I just need to take a reference photo, so I did, and it made my life so much easier. I made a sketch and flipped it both, or like I made 2 on the side, and then so it was easier to see what didn't look balanced. Once I was happy, I decided to sketch it. The face is very expressive. I'm not sure how to say it, but it's just so detailed compared to Danganronpa. Then afterwards, I decided to use the photo reference again. I wasn't happy with the way I drew the bear chain and the strap. And the shirt sleeve, the shirt shading, I wish I drew differently. It could use some work. But the pants look very nice, and for shoes, I just took a reference because the shoes are very realistic, but I forgot to wear them. So they're empty and they look deflated, like someone left the air out of the balloon. So next time I need to put a reference where I actually look like I'm wearing the shoe. And I remember the poses were super expressive, like you could tell what their characteristic and what's going on in their head. So I tried my best to make it look like, I don't know, a model or like an internet famous in person. I tried my best to express it like that. I'm very happy with how I drew it, because I never drawn something with such detail in the face. And overall, I believe I'm really happy. If I had to do one thing again, it would maybe be the texture, because they don't use much texture in their outfit. But for this one, I decided to put in the texture of the shirt and the texture of the jacket. So next time I would just not do that and just have a different color instead. But yeah, I was pretty happy with it, and I made it my lock screen because I really love the face.
That's really good. Oh, wait, that's really cute. I still really like the bear. I'm sorry. I just really love the bear. It's such a cute detail. Oh, and I didn't even notice the texture. I actually really like the texture being added over it. I like how you did the hair. I feel like you figured it out better than I did, because like I was struggling.
I'd say we both killed it with the new style. I definitely have learned a lot with the shading and like line art. I don't know why, I've lost my ability to draw in the Danganronpa art style. I think it's too limiting. So doing these ones definitely have helped improve like face expression and stuff like that.
Oh yeah, definitely. From what I know, because like it's kind of same with me, where like after getting back on the horse of like doing Danganronpa art style stuff, I actually think my Danganronpa art's way better, just because like since it's the actual style already references like real life stuff, or at least leans more heavily into like real life proportions overall. Coming back with like more knowledge now, like actually makes it possible to draw it.
Thank you so much, MadXHeza, for joining me for this little collab challenge.
It was fun doing it. It was fun working with you.
Do you have anything to say to anyone watching who wants to try to replicate other art styles, or like art in general? What advice would you give?
Take it slow, and also don't be sad, at least like too heartbroken, if it doesn't look exactly like the official work you're referencing from, because it's never going to, unless you're that artist who made it, because no matter what's going on, style replication is very hard. Like even people who are like really good at it, like Nafast, I can still see their isms and all that stuff in their works. So don't worry, take your time.
Give me sacrifices.
Sorry.
Sacrifice. Join the cult.
Have a good night.
Have a good night.
Thank you. Thank you. You too.
You're very weird. I'm not doing impressions ever again.
Don't worry.